Hey everyone, happy Friday to you all. I decided to do this video from my business page this time. I probably will share it onto my personal wall, but just in hopes that I can engage with more of you whom I don't see very often because I'm usually on my personal page. So today I would like to share a couple things with you. I'm actually going to go through and use our Liquid Sunshine, which is an amazing moisturizing bronzing cream. And it's kind of like makeup for your body. You can also use it for your face. So it washes off just as a BB cream or makeup would. But it smells amazing and it's really moisturizing and it gives you a really nice glow. So I'm actually going to mix a little bit of this in with our botanical foundation. If you haven't used our botanical foundation yet, it's 50% pigmented and it's a waxed base formula. They come in pans like this. This is my Z palette, so obviously they don't come like this. If you purchased an individual, it would come in a palette like this. And we also sell it with two foundations. It is the top selling professional foundation in the world, and for good reason. It covers beautifully, but it feels like a second skin. So I'm actually going to take a little bit of this and I'm going to mix it in with my Liquid Sunshine. It's winter here in the Midwest and it's cold and I just don't have a whole lot of color on my skin. So I'm just going to mix in a little bit of that bronzing lotion, which I actually probably put a little bit too much. So I'm going to take, and sometimes you can just mix it in with your moisturizer if you wanted to. And say hello when you pop in. I'd love to know who's in here with me. So right now I'm just going to take that and I'm going to mix it in. And just to kind of give a little bit of a BB cream. And just give me a nice little glow for the winter. So what is everyone up to this Friday? Any good plans? I'm going to use our First Base Makeup Primer, which is a non-silicone, even though I'm not really doing just foundation. But it just feels really nice. And it helps your makeup to adhere and just kind of gives you a nice fresh start. So now, don't get scared. Looks kind of crazy, but this moisturizing, our bronzing lotion, it smells so nice and it'll look crazy at first until the redness of me rubbing my face goes down. So yeah, just adds a little bit of nice little glow, and I'll still use a little bit of my bronzer, but just makes me look not so pasty. Kind of gives me a summery look a little bit. For my southern friends, you all don't have to worry about that as much because you still see the sun. And we don't see the sun a whole lot here in the winter. So after that, I'm actually going to take just a little bit of our, here it is, a little bit of our setting powder, just because I tend to get a little bit oily still in the T-zone, and this is our no color powder, and so it is not going to change the color at all. It's just going to kind of blot out any oils, and this is actually a finishing powder, so it's not a setting powder, and there are differences. So it's a setting powder, not a finishing powder. Setting powder is going to help your makeup stay put, and it'll increase the length of wear time as well. So I just did a little bit of that. I mainly just do it in the center part of my face because that's where I tend to get more oily. And I'm going to I'll actually do a little bit of concealer right under here. Now I'm not going to use it too light of a concealer because I of course just put our bronzing lotion on. So I'm going to take our waterproof concealer in number 3, which is that one right there. I'm just going to take a little bit. When you have your own, you dip right into them, so you don't have to use a spatula, but I don't use all of these every day. I have my own upstairs, but I usually use a lighter concealer because I normally don't use the bronzing lotion. I'm just going to do this right under here because it kind of helps to open up your eye, and especially if you apply it kind of in an upside down check mark there. It helps to open up your eye a little bit more. One thing I love too about our products is they're very blendable, so they're easy to blend, and a lot of the pro makeup artists use our products, which is awesome because they can use anything they want, but they want to use something that's going to work and that's reasonable. So, and it has good ingredients. I'm missing my brush. There we go. What you just take? I just take this and kind of rub it in a little bit. So it just helps to open up my eye a little bit, even though I, don't have makeup on per se. And next I'm going to do with my eyebrows a little bit. Eyebrows are something fun, and I don't know if a lot of you may not. I don't know if I shared my eyebrow video from my wall onto my business page, but I'll show you how I do my eyebrows. It's, as you see, they're pretty much not there. They've gotten thinner and thinner over the years, and could be thyroid, it could be a lot of things. I've heard a couple different things. I'm going to start with a pencil. This one I actually use is L'Oreal. It's called the Brow Stylist Definer. And Limelight doesn't have a pencil per se yet, and I do use our shadows in my brows too, but because my brows need so much extra, because they're so thin, I like to use the pencil at first, just to get a shape. And then I go through and use our paraben-free shadows to create the illusion, the fullness in my brow. So I always start off by going straight. You kind of will do whatever your eyebrow, whatever you've been blessed with, whatever the shape you have been given, and you just work with that. You don't want that tail part to be too thin. I might just go back through there in a minute. Another thing I love about makeup is you can blend out and wipe off, and it's not permanent, right? So don't be afraid of it. So I just do that, and then I like the start of my brow to be, kind of right in line with my nose. I just have to extend it a little bit, and I just use upward small strokes. You don't want this inner part to be too solid and too dark if possible. So I'm just going to leave it like that. I'm going to go back through with my shadow in a minute. Looks kind of crazy, I know. That's how all makeup looks when you're in the middle, or when you're in process, right? Again, so I just go straight across. And my eyebrows are different, as is I think everyone's. Okay, so don't fret if you can't get them exactly the same. Chances are probably pretty good they won't be exactly the same, and that's okay. I always say they are sisters, not twins. They probably will not look exactly the same. So you just do what you can to get them as symmetrical. And again, get your mark of where you want the inside part, and then I just do little upward strokes. Now whatever pencil you use, you want to make sure that it's a fine tip pencil, so you don't get too thick of a line. So that's good there, and then I'll just take our paraben-free eyeshadows with our Brow Tamer brush, which is my favorite brow brush to use. It has the spoolie on the end, and then this is a really fine tip brush there. So that is that's important too, especially if you're working with brows like mine that don't have much hair to begin with. I'm going to take our 10 Years Younger makeup finishing spray. I'm actually going to spray the brush. You can use this on your brows, and I will also use it to finish my makeup at the end. So I just sprayed my brush and dab into the outer part of your shadows if you are going to use it wet, just so you don't destroy your pan of shadow. And a lot of times I like to go you have a lot of fine little hairs that are above there, and you can put those to work if you kind of can grab a shadow, and so the shadow will adhere to the little hairs up there. So that's what I do in that top part. And when you brush the color into your brow, it casts like a shadow, which is what you want. It gives you a more natural look because the color is coming from underneath the hair. And again, to get my flat line, you can go across there like that. It also helps you to thicken up your shape a bit. And I'm just using our Ashen for Trouble shadow. You want to use like an ashier tone, because if you don't, it could turn kind of like an orangey hue. And unless you have red hair, you don't want that in your brows. So and always make sure to comb through that product. So that's that. Okay. Next, we will move on to, I'm just going to do a really simple eye look. I'm going to use our pineapple of my eye. It's a yellowy, I kind of call it banana. It's similar to banana powder if you've ever used that. Just going to do something simple. Not doing anything major today. I do love playing with smoky eye looks too, but today is not the day for that. So even our shadows are very pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way with our shadows. Just a dab into the product will give you sufficient color. I'm going to take, I'll do Coral of the Story, so it's kind of a corally color. Just gonna dab, so I dabbed once, tap off the excess, to get it right in there, and just do circular motions right in that crease. With my eyes, I have a little bit of a hooded eye, so I go above my crease kind of on my brow bone so that you can see the color. Otherwise, it kind of hides in there and you won't see that color. So I just tapped again into that corally color. Small circular motions work really well. I'm trying to blend that out. And then windshield wiper. I love the windshield wiper motion too. It's whatever you're comfortable doing, but if you can, get used to holding your brush down further. It'll give you a lighter application. And then you can just always add more product and blend. So you don't want to have any harsh lines. So it's just a rule of thumb, kind of keep your brush or your hand down lower on your brush there. And I always like a little bit of shimmer, of light shimmer on my eyelid, kind of on the ball of my eye. Just helps to brighten it up, but I can't find my other palette. These are our Lottie palettes, and we have the best color. It's called Crystal. I can't find it, so I'm actually going to use this yellow. It might be kind of pretty. This yellow color right up there, it does have some shimmer in it, and so we're going to see what that looks like on here. And it does brighten it up. That's pretty. Lottie partnered with us this last year. She collaborated with Limelight. We're the first company she's ever collaborated with in designing some products, so we're super pumped about that. She's an amazing artist. If you don't know who I'm talking about, you can Google Lottie Standard, or she's known as Lotstar on Instagram, so she's pretty amazing stuff. I'll just go in and blend that back in there. That's simple. Makeup is one of my therapies. I love it. It calms me. It just makes me feel at peace. It's kind of crazy, but everybody's got their thing, right? So I'm gonna take a little bit of our bronzer and I'm gonna go with bronzer first, just right in here. Just to kind of give myself a little bit of warmth on the outside. This is one of our angled powder brushes. We do have a line of professional brushes as well, which are pretty amazing. No fallout, no shedding. And they just work amazingly well too. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna go in with, this is called Keen, the blush that I'm gonna use. Their blushes, just like everything, are very pigmented. I'm actually just gonna do a little bit of, you'll see how pigmented they are. I dab it on and then I'll kind of massage it in there. I just always feel so much better when I have a little bit of makeup on. Okay, that's that. I am going to set all of this before I do my eye makeup. Just add a little bit more in case I haven't been too oily, but just in case, it's a good idea to set that so it doesn't move around on you. This is our 10 years younger. So nice. I love setting sprays. If you haven't used one, they are pretty awesome, and they kind of just take down that powdery look and then help to set your makeup. So, and I'm gonna use our liquid eyeliner pen, which is amazing too. And just do a simple, I'm not gonna do a winged line or anything like that. Just something really simple, but you'll be able to see how well this brush works because it's really flexible and it just applies really well. And it always helps to define your eye. So much more than a kohl liner or even a shadow liner. So I'm just going straight up. So a tip on liner. So you'll see that kind of opened up my eye and just made it look more round and full. If I were to extend the wing, it would kind of give my eye that elongated look. So when you want just a kind of doe eye, big open look, that's what you want to do there. So sorry about that. Excuse my crazy scarf on my head too. I didn't feel like doing my hair today. I would rather do my makeup than my hair. That's just me. And on some days, you have to choose. I have 4 little ones at home. They're not home right now. They're with grandma, so that's nice. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be on here playing. And all of our products, so our products are a professional line of cosmetics. And what makes them professional, you ask? Because Alcone Company, who's our parent company, has been around for decades, since early 50s, and they work with the best of the best makeup artists. And so what they've done is taken their makeup artists' favorites. I'm just gonna curl my lash there a little bit. Um, work with the best of the best, and they took all of their makeup artists' favorites over so many years and put them in under one line and made it Limelight. So that's the side of our professional cosmetics, and that's why they are considered professional, because they are professional grade. They're higher pigment, your color payoff is much greater, they blend really well, and they wear really well. A lot of the celebrities you see, they have their makeup always looks flawless. I mean, it helps that they have someone that can, you know, dote on them. But the key with professional products is you shouldn't have to touch them up. Once they are on, then you should be good to go for the day. At least for 8 hours. Even longer if you set them properly and everything like I just did. So, and now makeup artists all over the world get to use their tried and true favorite products and be able to offer them to their clients, which is really nice. That's why Limelight has become so popular amongst makeup artists in the community, because it makes sense for them to be able to give their clients the products that they're using and earn commission on it. So it's a win-win situation, really. Hopefully that music isn't loud in the background. I actually hear... Ooh. I'll just let that dry. Anytime like something touches up there with your mascara, just let it dry and you can just get it right off with a Q-tip. You always want to get into the base of your lashes too, because the more color you can have down where your lash line is, it's going to give you the appearance of a fuller lash. And I like to do my bottom lashes as well, even though I didn't do any powder. And I might actually go through there with a little bit of powder on a liner brush. I think I will. This side is dry, so I'm going to go into Antique Bar, which is another one of my favorite shadows, and it's great on everybody. It's like a bronzy color, just to give my eye some shape down there. Excuse me, I've had this sinus stuff. Oh my gosh, I forgot my water. Hang on one second. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. So sorry, I thought I had my water here. It's so dry in Michigan right now. I'm in the house, so I usually carry my water everywhere. My sinuses have been bugging me really bad. So that's it, just a little touch-up of color down there. And I'm all set. Another good thing, a little trick that I like to use, and a lot of the other artists use as well, to finish off under my eyes and to help set that concealer. I'm actually going to take a little bit of that pineapple of my eye and cream boat. I'm going to tap it off and just rub that under there. Just kind of helps to blend it in with my cheeks too. You want to try not to have, your goal should be to not see where your makeup starts or stops, kind of. It all blends together. Take this, just buff that blush in a little bit. There you have it. As far as lips, I would probably just do something simple. This is our Peace Signature Lip Gloss, which I love. And they smell like cupcakes, and they have such a nice plush applicator. It's so nice. It's creamy. Something simple. I hope you are all having an amazing day. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining me. If you have any questions at all, or if you want to learn something that I haven't posted a video on, feel free to either shoot me a message or leave me a comment below, and I would love to do a video for you. So have a great one. I'll talk to you later.